Okay, here we go with another live stream presentation. Ready or not? All right, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and present here. And we'll correct this here. Now, I wanted to get into some of the haplogroup designations. And I have a possible change, and I'm going to show you the reason for the change. These are the sons of Japheth over here. And this originally was going to be about the F haplogroup, but I found this anomaly here. So the O and the N look like, to me, they branch off from the same lineage. So whatever the O was, the N probably is too. They just separated way back in the day. I was thinking that was Meshach, but turns out that it looks like it's all one lineage. Either it is Meshach or it's Magog. I'm still thinking it's Magog. So I'm going to designate the O and the N as Magog. The only thing they separated way, way back a long time ago. Meshach, of course, Magog, I'm still calling it Meshach. This N lineage went up into Siberia and basically separated from this O, which went to East Asia, which is the East Asians, which includes China, Korea, and places. So now we have a problem. We have a missing letter here, but that's not really a problem because what puzzled me was that there was a Q and the R. We'll just still leave them as that for the time being, unless maybe the F is the Q. Could the F be the beads? But then what would be the Q? Then the Q would be Meshach. Anyway, let me see. So we have, I was always wondering because there's a haplogroup lineage that's always being left out, and that's the P. For some reason, they always leave out the P. But there is a P, Q, and R. But the P is older than the Q, and the Q is older than R. R we know is Gomer. The Q I had as the beads, but maybe that would be Meshach, possibly. But for the time being, I'll leave it as the beads for the time being. Because I have to look at it more carefully. Because I'm still thinking that's the beads because of the location of where it's been. But this is let me show you this one here. Okay, this is the one where I originally saw the F lineage, which is also often left out. This green F lineage is often left out. And there's actually two F lineages, which is Semitic. So we'll go back here. I'll show you again. That's Japheth here. Here's the Semitic lineage, is the IJ, or the GH, or the FGHI and J. Now notice how the I and J are together too, the same as the O and the N. So it'd be a little bit strange to have the I and the J as one lineage and have the O and the N be two separate lineages, because it's according to this same genetic distance. But over here, remember we have two F's totally separated from each other. Now this F2, I'm thinking seems to be closely associated with the Assyrian G. I suppose that could be the Arameans. I got to figure out which is which, but the other one would be Lydians because they have, when they assign the haplogroups, they apparently ran out of letters, and so they just had these two separate F lineages as being F1 and F2, or there's actually an F3, F1, F2, F3 in some cases. So what we have here is I wanted to talk about the F lineages, the two F lineages that are separate from each other, one being the Arameans and the other being the Lydians. But going back to this map, let's see if we can zoom in. Just keep it in mind, the F is the green, the G is the Assyrians, and well, for time being, we'll just leave it at that. We'll try to zoom in a little bit. But this is the area of the Lydians. Remember, the Lydians got conquered, and this might be the remnant out here of the conquered Lydians. But we have this other F is the Arameans. Remember, the Arameans, they fought some wars and battles, but what they did, they ended up controlling the trade routes all the way to Asia, because there's a form of Aramaic from the Arameans that goes all the way to India and is inscribed there in India. So what happened, by controlling the trade routes, they basically controlled the language, so that Aramaic became the lingua franca in the time of Jesus. That's why in the time of Jesus, everybody spoke Aramaic, which is a Semitic variation of Hebrew, of course. I mean, Semitic language. It's a Semitic language. And the other one that I found is the reason why I'm thinking about making a change, or going to make a change probably, is this other lineage. Notice here is listed, for some reason it's listed here. This seems like an old one, but the P, Q, and R are all listed. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Hold on a second. Now I'm lost. I'm gonna have to bring it up again, probably. Oh. Anyways, I lost that. So much for that. It'll be forever by the time I find it again, unless I'm gonna have to take it out of here and be faster to find. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the map. Okay, the map. This map. So I'll bring it up again. And open this up. Because somehow they changed this thing. If you click on this thing by accident, it reverts back to the first one, the first image in the file. Anyways, we have here the P, Q, and R. And I was thinking the P wasn't very significant, because they have the P in Asia a lot of times. Then they have the Q and the R branching out from Asia, the P, Q, and R. But it turns out this blue lineage is predominant, is a very large lineage right here. In the TUV area, I guess. Not sure what the designation is there, but anyways, well, this green is interesting. What's the green? Anyway, so here's the blue over here in Europe. Now, either that's the Medes or it's Meshach, because those are the two left, or it'd be Magog if you want to switch them around. But this blue here and this blue here looks to be significant percentage of, well, I won't say they're Europeans, but yeah, maybe more. I don't know. That's basically Europe right there. There's Poland here, and I guess that's Russia, Belarus, Estonia, Finland. I suppose it could be Meshach, the P. So we'll just go ahead and tentatively name the P, or designate the P as being Meshach. Of course, we have it down here too, on the other side of the Caspian Sea, the blue. Is that the same blue? Yeah, I think it's the same blue. The light blue is a J. So the light blue is J. And the dark blue is P. So we'll just go ahead, for the time being, we'll just label that as Meshach. And we'll keep Q as being the Medes. So where's the Q? Q is the purple, which is a little bit here. There's a little purple here, which is the area of the Medes. Plus, I think there's purple. I think there's Medes here too as well. This might be an old map, but it's still, I'm still impressed by the significant percentage, like in Romania, Slovakia, Poland, Latvia, Estonia, Belarus. Yeah, so this could easily be Meshach, this P. And of course, it's here and it's here. Now, this area up here above the Ukraine, or in the Ukrainian area, is highlighted here. So this Ukraine would be down here. And what do we have? We don't have, we got green. What's this? What's this lime green? Lime green is R. Okay, so it's all R. It's R, probably R1A. The pink is N. So that would be Magog. So this pink is in the area known as Magog, because that's the N. Then there's a red, that's N too. The red and the pink would now both be Magog, and that kind of makes more sense, right? So this pink would be Magog. The lime green is Gomer, and the dark green is O, which is not represented very much here. But there is a dark, looks like there's a dark green. I don't know if it's dark or light. There's a dark green there in Kazakhstan, which would be the O for Magog as well. But then the N being Magog, now we have Magog more in the area of what it's known to be, or known to have been. And our new designation is the F lineage. Where's the F? Wait a minute. What am I looking at? No, the F lineage is brown. Oh, not the F. F is Aramean lineage. The new designation then would be the P. The P is a new designation. That would be Meshek instead of being N. So all the N up north in Siberia, that's Magog as well, unless you want to switch Magog and Meshek around. But now we have Meshek. All this blue over here would be Meshek, and this pink, right? The pink. Well, that's not. There's a pink. There's a faded pink. Yeah, that pink is not the eye pink because the eye isn't that strong in those areas. So I guess the eye is this other color over here. This other color is eye. This purplish color, whatever it is, that's eye. That would be eye. So this pink is definitely Magog in the area known for being Magog. So that would be that N is now Magog as well as the O because it's the same lineage as we can see. What did I look? Is there another one? Where's the? I lost the picture now. Somehow I lost the other picture. I guess that was it. Anyway, so that's the new changes. We have the P now is going to be the Meshek. That's this blue here and this blue over here in Asia. The N branches off from the O, so the N and the O are one lineage known as Magog, which represented here, this N here is red and pink. So all this red up here would be Magog. All this pink down here would be Magog in the area of Ukraine. So that, and then the Meshek would be these areas of Ukraine, Belarus, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and that's where the Meshek would be. So that's the N. Well, no, that's the F, right? All this F, all this blue, is not F, be N. All this blue would be N. So this blue would be Meshek then, all the way over here. Because let me bring up this other genetic distance chart. Over here, this one, the Simmons Diversity Genome Project, just to show, by way of confirmation, that the O and the N are actually the same lineage, the same as the I and the J are the same lineage, because there's genetic distance there between its origination. They separated a long time back, and this K, M, and S will be K. It's all K. It's all tubal. This L and the M remains the same. The L is Taraz. The T is Javan. Mediterranean Sea people. This would be the more of the L Greek people, the ones that went to India with Alexander. Of course, one of these F lineages were the Arameans that went all the way to China, because they have inscriptions of a form of Aramaic in India. And the H remains Elamites and the G remains Assyrians. R1A is Ashkenaz, R1B is Rippath, R2 is Togarma, Q remains the Medes, at least for the time being. And the only change is the P, which would be Bishek now instead of the N. So the N is Magog now, the same as the O, same lineage. The P is a distinct lineage, separated. It'd be like Bishek. And then there's Madai, and then Gomer. So I guess that's about it for right now. So it looks like it. I didn't think there was going to be any changes, but maybe that might be a good change. Maybe somebody can agree or disagree with me. What's this? Oh, somehow I was hitting the wrong thing. Anyways, there we go. Grace and peace from rebuke and reprove. And the Christian sodium channel. Christian sodium channel. There we go. All right. So I think that's about it. That's my little revision for the haplogroups, which seems to make more sense. We'll see how that flies, or if it flies. And so that's, the thing that caught my eye was this map here with all this blue, which is designated under P. That's a lot of blue there for it to be, the Medes were up in this area too. As a matter of fact, I guess that's still a possibility that the P is the Medes and the Q. The P and the Q are the Medes. Still a possibility, but I'm thinking that this better represents Magog in this area when you have the N lineage, which is all this pink. All this pink would be now Magog in the area known for being Magog and Bishek. And Tubal is still in Italy. Tubal is K, because there's 8% of central Italy today is still K today. That's quite a bit. But I think that's about it. So everybody take care. God bless. Have a great week, rest of the week.